Hi parents, it's Rachel, occupational therapist. Today we are going to be learning about how to play with Play-Doh. That seems like that might be common sense, but there are some specific activities that we're looking for when we're working with Play-Doh with a child to help support their fine motor development. Play-Doh is an amazing medium for fine motor skills because we get to work with the resistance of the Play-Doh that builds strength. We get to work on our finger isolation, the extensor muscles. It's a bilateral coordination activity because we're using two hands. We can also add in scissor skills by rolling the Play-Doh into little snakes, and then we can use scissors to cut it. They do make safety scissors for Play-Doh. I will link an option for where you can find those below. If your child's allergic to Play-Doh because of gluten intolerance, there are gluten-free Play-Doh recipes, and I'll post one of those as well. And also, if your child eats Play-Doh, there is a recipe for peanut butter Play-Doh if they don't have a nut allergy, and that might be an option for you as well. So another benefit of Play-Doh, we can work on giving that tactile input. We can hide things inside the Play-Doh so they can find it, which works on visual perceptual skills and problem solving skills, as well as strengthening. We can use the Play-Doh and shape it to make letters for the week. If you want to, you can draw a letter on a piece of paper and then have them roll the dough to kind of make those different letters. Okay, so but mostly we're looking at a few basic Play-Doh skills. So this is what I want you to do when you work with your child with Play-Doh. I want you to practice rolling Play-Doh into a ball. So you can see we use bilateral coordination. We're pulling the Play-Doh apart. Works on our fingers, works on our shoulders, coordination. Then we want to roll the Play-Doh into a ball. And you can do hand over hand with your child. That's okay. And this gives them sensory input to the hands. We've got our extensor muscles of the hands here, and then also giving some proprioceptive input to the hands, so we're getting some good kinesthetic feedback and body awareness. So rolling it into a ball is very beneficial. Then also we can roll it into a snake, and this works on the extensor muscles of the hand. A lot of times we're working so much on grasp that we kind of forget we need to strengthen the back of the hands as well. And so rolling the Play-Doh into a snake helps us work on those extensor skills, and also bimanual coordination here too. So then once we have it into a snake, you can have your child cut it with scissors like I showed you a minute ago. We also can work on our pincer grasp. We can pinch the Play-Doh all the way down. Now if your child wants to, you can make this fun. You can say, hey, we're planting a garden or something like that. You can stick beans in here for them to dig out just to make it fun. And then we can also make a disc. So you have your child make a ball and then flatten it out. Again, extensor muscles, proprioceptive input there, working those muscles of the hands. And then we can work on finger isolation also. So we definitely want to work on finger isolation with the index finger, with the other three fingers curled into the palm. You want to encourage that for your child. Sometimes you can put another object in the hand, like a tiny object. I don't necessarily have anything right here next to me, but I'm going to use the Play-Doh lid to show you. So I've got the Play-Doh lid in my hand. That keeps those fingers inside while I work with these fingers outside, or can isolate just the index finger. But we don't want to just work on index finger isolation. You want to also encourage your child to work on isolating their other fingers, and so they can work on pressing into the Play-Doh with each individual finger. A lot of times they'll have these other fingers lifted. That's okay, but eventually we want them to be able to isolate each individual digit while curling the other ones into the palm as well. So this will be easier and still very functional. That's the first step, and then curling them and poking the Play-Doh is the next step. We can also work on body awareness, and another important skill is to be able to rip off tiny little pieces of Play-Doh and make tiny little balls. You can see that now I'm not using the gross motor part of my hand. I'm using the tips of my fingers. And so that's requires a little more coordination, so we can have a little extra challenge by doing that. And then I'm going to post in the links also activity cards for playing with Play-Doh, and so you can pull out the card in your child and you can copy what is on the card. And so it progresses from easy to hard. And so obviously for our younger kiddos, kind of stick to the easier ones. For the older kiddos, you want to start with the easier ones so they have success as they go into the harder ones, and then just kind of stop where you feel like, you know, they're not feeling successful or they're feeling frustrated, because we definitely want to keep this fun. So you can roll the little balls, and you can make, one of the activities is to like make a cookie, and these would be like chocolate chips. We can also make a face so that we can work on that body awareness. And if you're familiar with Matman, because you watched my Handwriting Without Tears video and you know that there's a Matman song in there, you can click on that, and you could even incorporate that into this, and you could make Matman's face and his body, and we can even give him arms and legs. And this is important for working on person drawing skills for handwriting as well. So that's going to be more for Blue Room and up type activity. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm going to post a recipe for gluten-free Play-Doh, peanut butter Play-Doh, as well as the activity cards for how to play with Play-Doh.
Thank you.